Episode 27, Build, Outer Walls and Roof, SIPs. It took the crew 1 week to erect the timber frame. Now it was time for the structural insulated panels, the SIPs. This was another week of work for the same crew. I had 16 attic trusses on site for the rooms that would be on the outside of the actual timber frame. Once the end wall SIPs were in place, the trusses could be installed. Just like the timber frame, the entire load of SIPs showed up on a semi. They were 8 feet wide and as tall as required to build the outside walls and roof. We used the telehandler to pre-position each of the SIPs around the house. The first item in installing the SIPs is to lay a 2x4 shoe all around the perimeter of the main floor. The SIPs have styrofoam recessed 1.5 inches to allow the SIP to fit over the shoe. The SIP will be glued and screwed not only to the shoe, but also to adjacent SIPs. Not quite dried in, but complete on the timber frame and SIP install. Episode 28, Build, Dry In. Prior to winter, we needed to get the structure ready for the weather. This included Nudo ground breaker, Tyvek home wrap, windows and door install, and shingles. The Nudo ground breaker is a flexible layer that goes around the outside of the structure, from just below the soil level to about knee level. It protects the house from lawnmowers, stones, etc. It is easier to place this on prior to putting on the Tyvek. You then tape the bottom edge of the Tyvek to the ground breaker. We installed Tyvek to protect the house through the winter. The Tyvek can last several seasons if it doesn't get blown too hard by the wind. Time to install some windows. We used H windows from Norway. High R value and outstanding construction. Might as well get some shingles on while we're at it. Time for some more windows and doors. Now to tape around the windows. Finally, dried in. One summer's work complete. Episode 29, Build Internal Framing. We began the internal framing in the basement while the SIPs were being installed. We later framed the main floor and the upstairs attic truss rooms. Note, make sure you use the correct type of board and the correct type of nail when you frame. Any board that comes in contact with cement needs to be pressure treated. Any nail that comes in contact with a pressure treated board needs to be galvanized. A failure to do this will result in boards that rot out and nails that corrode to nothing. I began my framing in the basement by bolting green-treated 2x4s and 2x6s into the cement floor. They went where the framed walls would eventually be. For the basement green-treated lumber layout, reds in the picture are 2x6s, greens are 2x4s. I then built my frames, taking care to only use galvanized nail on the bottom board. I then tipped up the completed frame and used galvanized nails to secure it to the green-treated board below. I used normal nails for all other connections. Here is the main floor framing layout. Once again, reds are 2x6s, greens are 2x4s. On the main floor, I needed to place a green-treated 2x4 or 2x6 flat on the OSB, in that we were going to use in-floor heat and the tubes would be encased in 1.5 inches of gypcrete. The green-treated lumber would give us a board to attach our frame to once the floor was poured. In most cases, a partition wall built with 2x4s on 16-inch centers provides plenty of strength. Hint: you will eventually need to drill the electrical holes in the studs. It's easiest to do this when they are loose prior to assembling the wall unit. Better to simply run your drill through them while they are still unattached. The best bit to use for this is an auger drill bit set. I used these Irwin Speedbore tri-flute bits.